And good afternoon, everybody out there in the YouTube community. It's your boy Lex Anderson here. Everywhere I go, people are stopping me, talking to me, speaking to me. First thing that's always on their mind, Mr. Anderson, who do you think should be the MVP? James Harden, aka the Beard, which I really don't like, but that's my honest opinion, or Russell Harden, who I call Mr. Triple Double. And I'm not going to lie and sugarcoat it. I have a little bit of bias in this because I'm a Laker fan. LA all day, every day. You know how it goes. You heard? But I've been a Westbrook fan since he and Kevin Durant had taken the Lakers to a 5-game series back when the Lakers were winning championships. So, you know, we could do some stats, we could do some number crunching. First thing I'm going to start with is the first and only player to average a triple-double in a season, the big O Oscar Robertson. And in a 1961-62 season, he averaged 30 points, 12.5 rebounds, and 11.4 assists. Do you know what that says to me? That says to me, you dominated the game every time you stepped on the hardwood court to play basketball. And you know what that also shows me? That it was historical what he did. The first and only player. But let's keep something else in mind. 1961, 1962. You know what that means? That means that there isn't much footage of what the great Oscar Robertson did for the game of basketball and the NBA. I also found out in my research that the following season, in 1963, the big O, Oscar Robertson, just missed having another triple-double. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 9.5 assists. That's insane. So he could have had 2 seasons, but was half an assist short. 9.5 assists, but I've never heard that mentioned before. So now we have Russell Westbrook, who currently is averaging 31 points, 10 rebounds, and 10 assists, or dimes, right? We're going to speak that street slang, right? But the reason why I'm leaning more towards Westbrook over Harden is, one, people talk about, well, you know, the standings or the amount of games won. But currently, we have the Rockets ranked number 3, and OKC is ranked number 6. I could see if Russell Westbrook was averaging all these triple doubles and they were losing like the Knicks, which they're not. They're in playoff contention, so it really shouldn't matter what seed the Oklahoma Thunder fall on because they are a playoff team. If you're averaging a triple double for a season and your team isn't even a playoff contender or are below 500, valid reason to discard what Westbrook is doing. But we are now in the 21st century. We have the Snapchat, the YouTube, what else? Facebook, ESPN.com, this.com. You can clearly see that Russell Westbrook is stepping on the court and dominating each and every time. Something that the great Oscar Robertson didn't have the luxury of having. And we're talking about when Russell Westbrook steps on the floor, you know he's going to dominate. You know he's going to win. James Harden, pretty much when Mike D'Antoni got there, I thought that they were going to be dead in the water. So it's good to see that the Houston Rockets are playing. But as of this post, today, on Saturday, unfortunately, OKC blew a 20-point lead and lost to the Spurs. And the Houston Rockets, playing the Golden State Warriors 2 times in as many days, once again lost. So at the end of the day, the dominance, the historical features should tilt to Westbrook. You know, and another important thing about being an MVP is you have to have perfect attendance to an extent. So it's good that people say LeBron James has all these crazy stats. He's holding Cleveland down. But LeBron loves to take 2-week vacations during the NBA season. So you can't be taking these NBA vacations. You could take the rest. I have no issues with the rest, as I had mentioned in the previous post. You can take the rest. But when you take a week or two off, which he didn't do this season, but he did it twice the last 2 seasons, you can't be giving yourself time off and then cry that you're not a regular season MVP. Because to be an MVP, you should have some form of perfect attendance. People like to say, oh, well, you know, Westbrook and Harden, their teams can play with or without them. That's actually incorrect, because currently both Westbrook and Harden have perfect attendance. So we don't have any stats this season to say, hey, here's the record of the Rockets without Harden, nor can you say, hey, here's the record of the Thunder without Westbrook. But you can say that when LeBron doesn't play, the Cavaliers generally suck. These are facts, and this much is true. So, again, MVP means most valuable player. And yeah, people might say, well, you know what? If you take Westbrook out, OKC isn't even a number 8 seed or even a playoff team. But guess what? Those are hypotheticals. I post for reality, and reality says that Westbrook and Harden have both played all their games. We even know right now, as I'm making this post, that Harden is fighting through a sore wrist, which, again, in my opinion, he should take the rest, because you're locked into that 3rd spot. Got to get ready for playoff time. Got to be 100%. So, with that being said, MVP, most valuable player, I'm going to put my vote, if I can vote, on Russell Westbrook, because he's the man. And again, he is doing something that is historical. It's not just about an MVP season. You are having a historical season for the entire world to see. How can that not be appreciated? At the end of the day, we know postseason-wise that Golden State or the San Antonio is going to run off with it, but that's for another post. This is your boy Lex Anderson. Thank you for viewing. I'm signing out.